Welcome to an overview of the International Baccalaureate Middle Years program at Tucker Middle School. My name is Eric Knapp. I am the IB MYP coordinator here at Tucker Middle School, and I'm going to be going through this with you today. So what is IB? So IB stands for International Baccalaureate, and as I said, MYP is the Middle Years program. But the International Baccalaureate is a nonprofit Swiss foundation which aims to develop inquiring, knowledgeable, and caring young people who create a better world through intercultural understanding and respect. So this program encourages students across the world to become active, compassionate, and lifelong learners who understand that other people, with their differences, can also be right. If you think about the IB mission statement, we can translate that into a set of learning outcomes for the 21st century. IB defines these as the IB learner profile, which is saying that our learners and students will strive to be inquirers, knowledgeable, thinkers, communicators, principled, open-minded, caring, risk-takers, balanced, and reflective. In order to help students process these learner profile traits, we will focus on them throughout lessons and in lessons throughout the year, as well as focus on an IB Learner of the Month. The MYP program overall is the middle years, so ages 11 to 16. At Tucker Middle School, we operate a 3-year MYP program, so 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. MYP overall is based out of comprised of curriculum and assessment, professional development, and school authorization. So at its heart, the MYP program is about developing the learner as a whole. We strive for our learners to be globally minded and conscious of what other people and cultures bring to the table, as well as having the communication skills to articulate thoughts, feelings, and ideas in a variety of situations. So as we said, the MYP is for students age 11 to 16. For our Tucker Middle School, MYP Year 1 refers to 6th grade, MYP Year 2 is 7th grade, and MYP 3 is 8th grade. In the MYP, every year, all students receive at least 50 hours of instruction in 8 subject groups, with a community project happening in the final year of the program, which would be 8th grade, and the MYP can be taught in any language. So in MYP, students are taking classes in their mother tongue, as well as an additional foreign language. So the IB wheel is a way to represent the program model. And so we see at the core of the wheel is the learner profile. And so it is a very student-centered process with those traits we talked about at the core. Moving out those traits can be witnessed and demonstrated in terms of, or thought about in terms of global contexts, which is how we can see all problems in the world, approaches to learning, and then concepts or key concepts that link across different areas that connect teaching. Now, those ideas can be seen through action, service, personal project, and community project. Now, we will not do the personal project at Tucker Middle School. We do a community project in MYP 3, so 8th grade. And finally, all of these things happen within, as I mentioned, the context of 8 subject areas which students will take. So those 8 subject areas, language acquisition is something we often are used to referring to as world language or foreign language. And at Tucker Middle School, students can take Spanish or French as those language options. Language and literature is the second subject group, which we think of are formerly knew as language arts. Individuals and society is what looks like social studies. Sciences and mathematics stay the same as far as their names are concerned. Arts encompasses visual arts as well as performing and fine arts. Physical and health education is the same. And design encompasses technology courses as well as family and consumer science. The approaches to learning, as you mentioned before, are one of the core parts of the MYP. And so approaches to learning describe how learners learn. And so that if a student has research skills, social skills, thinking skills, communication skills and self-management skills, they now have the ability to take a task or take a chunk of information, build on it, and create something meaningful out of it. It's this foundation that allows students to be successful not only in school, but in future employment. So services action is a large portion of MYP. We ask that students will complete 10 hours of community service each year in order to develop community awareness, a sense of responsibility, and encourage them to be responsible citizens. Developing these skills and attitudes will also allow them to contribute effectively into society. As I mentioned in year 3, so MYP 3 in 8th grade, a community project will be done. It's the Capstone Experience, and it is required for all 8th grade students. This year-long project has a focus on community and service, helps students develop attributes of the IB learner profile, and give students an opportunity to demonstrate those approaches to learning skills that we just talked about. This community project will be managed by homeroom teachers in 8th grade. And 8th grade students will also have a chance to work with mentors in the community. They will choose a topic of their own interest, develop a solution that is service-minded or service-based, and then implement that solution before the end of the year, all of which culminates into a community project presentation night where students will be able to demonstrate and showcase what they've accomplished throughout the year. So parents, you're definitely invited to that at the end of the year. All right, so that's what the MYP is. Just real quick, the MYP is not a different or harder curriculum. It is actually not a curriculum at all. It is a mindset and a way of approaching learning that encompasses our DeKalb County curriculum as well as the Georgia standards. The MYP is not exclusive to advanced or accelerated students. All students at Tucker Middle School are a part of the MYP program. Again, it is not for accelerated students. It is an inclusive program of all students at the school. MYP is not more work for the students. By integrating content areas and subject areas, students with the same amount of effort should be able to cover more information and retain it better as it's based in real world and inquiry-based settings. And finally, the MYP is not an international curriculum. International Baccalaureate consists of over 4,000 schools internationally who are pursuing these same goals, but we do not use a common international curriculum to achieve that. If you have any further questions or need some assistance, again, my name is Eric Knapp. I am the MYP coordinator here at Tucker Middle School. Feel free to email me at the email below. Thank you very much.